Good morning, guys. Good morning. How are you? You might notice that my voice is still a little bit, it's not quite back to what it once was, so I'm just surgically attached to my tea here. And I highly recommend you getting yourself a tea because we are going to be chatting for a while. I have so many questions to answer. By the way, has anyone seen that video where you do this because you've got the sticky thing on your phone case? I have so many of your questions that I want to answer today. I haven't done a Q&A in months and months and months and months, and we are due a good catch up, me and you, so let's do this. I'm not doing this in any particular order whatsoever. We're just going to go straight in there. Sometimes I categorize them, sometimes I don't. Today we're just mixing and matching. Really admire your confidence with dating. How do you meet guys? Apps, IRL, or friends? My personal favorite way to meet people is via people, like people introducing you. I feel like there is just nothing as good as real life chemistry. I actually met someone I was dating in a lift of my friend's building. You know, that instant connection, that instant chemistry, that instant like, woo, you know, sometimes it just hits you and you can feel it and it like takes over your whole body, you know. But then again, there is so much choice on an app and so much to see and so much to talk to and so much happening on there. So I guess it's good to do a bit of both, but my personal favorite way is in real life. By the way, hot dating tip from someone that travels a lot. I have recently changed up, maybe in the past year, since doing literal like travel with me videos on TikTok. I've started to not look like a toe when I travel, and traveling alone is the way to meet people. Get yourself on a plane, get yourself in an airport alone. You know those TikToks like time to look lost in the look lost in the airport. Make yourself look cute, look lost in the airport, see what happens. You grew positively in your previous home. This present home is also very good. My favorite is your garden. Oh, wait, this isn't actually a question. So I guess just thank you. Yeah, I definitely have grown in this home. Been living here for almost 2 years now and I feel like a completely different person, but I guess that's a good thing, and I guess that's going from your 20s to your 30s. Like anyone that's made that transition, I feel like has told me how different you feel. Mainly how much more connected to yourself you feel. Favorite brands to shop for gowns. Now, you know, because I was recently maid of honor, which is why I lost my voice, that I was hunting Revolve, FWRD. I think there's a brand called ALEXIA which do amazing gowns. Rat and Boa do some gorgeous pieces. NADINE, MERABI, great. SIMKHAI, also great. I will link a couple of my favorites down below. What's your hobby? What do you do in your spare time? May not look like this, but I do work a lot and film a lot. I film pretty much every day of my life on some platform between YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, and Instagram stories. So I do feel like you guys see a lot, but most of the time, if I'm really wanting to ground myself, connect with myself, my absolute favorite hobby is horse riding. That is like my favorite thing in the whole world. As soon as I'm near a horse, I don't know what it is about horses. I could cry just talking about it. I trust horses so much. I honestly trust them more than humans. I love horses. They're such a beautiful animal, and especially now not having a dog, I want to be around animals like more and more, and my soul honestly like elevates, and I just am so happy around horses. What are your personal goals and wishes for the next few years? I have quite bad anxiety that has recently developed in the past like couple years, so I don't actually like to think or focus on or spend too much time dwelling on the future and what I want, because I don't find that actually helps me feel grounded. Like what grounds me is like thinking about the current present moment and gratitude, and like not trying to get carried away with my thoughts of the future, because I genuinely do that anyway and I have to fight with myself to not do that. What I do instead of personal goals and wishes is I do like more like images and vision boards, and even just like scrolling through Pinterest and finding things that I like the look of and then like collecting those images. That's how I kind of focus on my future and future goals, rather than like writing things down and writing lists down and being like, oh my god, it's been 6 months and I'm nowhere near the goal that I wanted to be, which I find is actually helping me way more. What was your first designer purchase from your content creator money? I love this question because I remember hitting a goal. So specifically, I remember hitting a goal. I hit 2 goals that I really wanted in the same year, and I bought the YSL Red Sac du Jour, and I also bought the Celine Triomphe. I think it was the Triomphe or the Tree Color bag. Those were the 2 things I ever bought as a content creator for myself. Have you ever been in therapy, and what is your opinion? I have been in therapy. I have done EMDR therapy, which I actually can't recommend enough. I recommend it to so many people. I don't know what it does, but it is honestly, it like reprograms your brain with using rapid eye movement techniques. It honestly changed the way I thought about certain events in my life that had happened. And I know EMDR is actually used for people in the army that come back with a lot of traumas. I've probably had therapy for the past 12 years. I think it's a really good outlet. Like, your friends are there to listen and to support you and to hold your hand. Therapy is where you can really like have a proper solid outlet. I personally wouldn't date anyone that has not been been to therapy before. That is when you know you're old. If you were to get an apartment in New York, what neighborhood would you choose? I would probably choose Tribeca. I feel like when I go to New York, my center is like Tribeca, Soho area, but Soho's a bit too busy, so I'd probably choose Tribeca. What is your dream purchase of all time? Love you. Love you too. Oh, my voice is going. My voice is going. My dream purchase of all time that I've wanted for so many years. The superficial purchase. We're talking like handbags, right? So my dream purchase would be a Vercrique Mini Kelly with gold hardware. Oh, I don't know why I have been thinking about that bag for maybe like 5, 6, 7 years. I love it so much. What were your maid of honor responsibilities? I was maid of honor. I was also MC, which means master of ceremonies, which means like introducing people's speeches, saying go through to the next room for dancing, things like that. So I walked down the aisle with my cousin. Kind of like unofficial responsibilities, I guess, is like having eyes and ears on the ground. So when the bride would turn to me and be like, can they turn down the lights or can they turn up the music? I'd like run across the room and be like, lights down now! Party planner, stuff like that. MC, so I introduced father of the bride, I introduced the groom, and honestly, public speaking, which might come as a surprise to you, is really not my thing. Like, it makes me so nervous. Look, I'm already fiddling, like just even talking about public speaking. I'm not the best at it, and I have made a few public speaking big errors in my time. I was really not honestly looking forward to public speaking, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. And I think everyone assumed that I enjoy public speaking because of like YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and stuff. But you know what? It was nothing that a few shots of tequila could not solve. Even though I did say tush in front of 250 people. And what else did I do? Oh, and I messed up some maths thing, and I announced to everyone that I'm dyslexic. Anyway, it's a long story, but you know what? We did it. We got through. It's fine. My public speaking fears have slightly diminished now. Don't want to be rude or intrusive, but would love to hear about your egg freezing status. I have not frozen my eggs. I've thought about it a lot. Maybe I'll do it this winter. I honestly, huge respect to anyone freezing their eggs. It looks hard, honestly. It look like, oh, I watch these videos and I'm like, God, these brave girls, like they are so brave. And I get really, really affected by going under general anesthetic. It probably affects me for like 2-3 months. Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I find it so scary. So if you've had positive experiences with freezing your eggs, please share them with me. I would love to know. Do you want to be married before you have kids? No. No. I really don't. I don't really see myself having a big wedding or doing things like in a particular order. That doesn't really appeal to me so much. I don't really think I even need to be married to have kids. And I'm quite open about that if people ask me. Like, I don't really feel like I need to do things like by the book anymore. How are you finding being single in your 30s? I really wanted to answer this question because I don't want to sit here and pretend that it's really easy. I really wanted to answer it to anyone else who's single in their 30s and is maybe struggling or not enjoying it or doesn't find it's a Sex and the City movie as they think. I've never been one of those girls that's been single for like years and years and years. I've always had relationships. I'm definitely a boyfriend girl, not a dating girl. And you know what, recently actually, I really want to share this story with you because recently I was feeling a bit down and I was like, oh, I can't remember what exactly happened, but maybe it was like a date went wrong or a guy didn't like me. I can't remember, like something where, you know, you just have those days where you're like, oh. Went to my friend's house. I hadn't said how I was feeling or anything. I literally turned up there and it's a couple and I'm like a little third wheel daughter. As I walked in, they were both saying, oh no, this person's got into a relationship, one of their guy friends. And they were like, oh no, he would come around with all his stories and entertain us and it would be so funny. We love hearing about dating and oh no, I can't believe we have one less single friend. That's so boring. All we do is go out with couples and like we need more single friends. And I sat there and I was like, oh yeah, like you might feel like, oh God, poor them, like I'm always third wheeling them or whatever. But actually they want you there for like your singleness and your difference and your entertaining and like, I don't know. I know from my personal experience, like I love hearing about people's dates and their stories and like the lols and the bad times and the good times and when it's going well and when it's like completely horrendous. If anything, being single in your 30s is to entertain your friends. That is what I tell myself because when it's a shit date, you might feel shit, but it's a good story for the group chat. What was the process of designing your dress like? I knew I wanted to wear something strapless. By the way, I assume you're talking about my maid of honor dress, which is this one here. I knew I wanted to wear something strapless. I knew I wanted to wear something corseted. I knew I wanted to wear something that it wasn't tight on my stomach, so no matter what I was doing or eating or drinking or whatever, I wasn't like having to hold my stomach in. And I knew I either wanted to wear something pink or green. That was kind of how we narrowed it down. It was the Sabina Milenko Mary Stella gown, and I got to pick a custom colour and a custom beading contrast colour as well. How is your throat after the wedding woohooing? We all need a woo girl. Look, I've never wooed so much in my life. My throat is taking time to come back. If I go high, I still don't have a voice, so I have to speak quite low, which is probably better for me because I do like to squeak and woo. It's an actual miracle I got my voice back for the wedding, because the day before the wedding, the day party, I completely lost my voice. Like, I could not speak. However, any Middle Eastern girl will know this. I'm gonna share a hot tip with you. When those annoying aunties come to you at the wedding and they're like, why aren't you married? I hope you're next, blah, 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 and you don't want to respond, I've lost my voice. Sorry, can't talk about my voice. They're like, oh, are you dating anyone? What's happening? Hopefully you're next. And I'm like, best thing ever. What is one non-negotiable when you're dating? I think connection, that like instant connection with someone that you just can't fake. Me and my friends made a rule recently, and it was, if it's a yeah right I'll go again after a date, it's a no, because it should be a yes. It should be like a, oh my god yes, it was like instant. Like, it should be that instant connection and instant chemistry. If you could go back in time, would you change any of your decisions, and if so, why? That's a really good question. I might change some of my decisions, honestly. I might have done a few things differently, but then again, everything is meant to be how it is and everything's going to be okay, so maybe I wouldn't. But there are a few situations that got away that should not have happened, that I would have loved to have changed or played out differently. Why can't you say who the bride is or whose wedding you were there for? So I kind of touched on this, maybe not last week but the week before, about privacy and changing up privacy. If it's my wedding, I will be telling you it's my wedding, but if it's someone else's wedding and they don't want to share that it's their wedding, then you guys are probably going to guess whose wedding it is, and a lot of you have guessed right. But I'm so grateful for you also for letting me share what I can share, respecting privacy, and I just love you guys. I feel so supported by you. Are your parents also life of the party like you? They are more. They are more, honestly. It is in my genes. My mum's side and my dad's side, I swear. There is a joke in my family that everyone loves an elevated surface, because everyone's dancing on tables, everyone's dancing on chairs, everyone's got their hands in the air doing this. The next day we all come down with backaches because we've done this for hours and hours and hours straight. It is definitely in my genes. Are you the happiest you've ever been, and why? I feel like I'm in my I don't give a era. I feel like I've been in that era for like maybe 6 months. I'm definitely the least overthought and the least reserved I've ever been, which makes me the happiest I've ever been. Does that make sense? I feel like I used to overthink so much more, especially in terms of like how I behaved or like what I said or what I was doing, and now I just kind of do what I want. Which sounds kind of weird. Like, it sounds kind of weird to say it aloud, but now I don't know what changed in me the past like 6 months to a year, but I just started giving less and less of a fooks. Genuinely. I don't even know how. I wish I could tell you how, so that if you wanted to do the same, you could, but maybe it's being in your 30s. I don't know. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? That is such a hard question. You know what? Is so true, whether you believe in God or not. There's this saying, we make plans and God laughs. Or if we believe in the universe, we can do we make plans and the universe laughs. But basically the point of the saying is that plans are just plans at the end of the day. I can't think for the next 5 years. Is that just me? I find that so scary. So much changes in just a year. Like, people change, relationships change, life changes, settings change, situations change. I would love in 5 years time to be like, I don't even know. I just want to be living life. Sliving. I see myself sliving in 5 years time. That is what I see and hope for. What's your go-to song for the dance floor? You know what really got everyone kicking off this time? Oh my god, 2 ABBA songs. Gimme Gimme, obviously, and Lay All Your Love on Me. I can't sing because I lost my voice, but I can't sing anyway. How often do you bump into subscribers? Okay, this is so fun because I love meeting people, because I feel like we just instantly connect and become best friends. And the other day, I met a girl called Paris, and she literally opened up her shopping bags and gave me a haul. A haul! And of 2 handbags. It was like a Fendi bag and a Bottega bag, and I was like, this is the best day of my life. Are you joking? This is amazing. Oh my gosh. Like, we are connecting on a spiritual level of mutual understanding, the love of handbags. This is why I love meeting everyone, because I feel like we have so much in common. And when I meet people, I never feel like I'm meeting you for the first time. If you ever meet me, I'm so sorry for accosting you in advance, because I hug everyone. I'm such a physical touch person. I might hold your hands. I'll probably stroke your arm. I apologize in advance, deeply apologize in advance, because I just like physical touch. It's one of my love languages. And I feel like I know you. Okay, I've answered all the questions I've screenshot. I hope you have enjoyed this little catch-up video. I will see you back next Sunday with another vlog, and I'm sending you a huge hug and kiss for the next week. Mwah. See, I told you I like physical touch. Huge hug and kiss. Okay. Mwah. Bye, guys.